What's up everyone, and welcome back to Top 5 Central. Today we're looking at the top 5 people who fell off of water slides. Now we all know that water slides are super fun to go on, but they could also be really dangerous at times, so today we're looking at some of the scarier aspects. Anyways, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click the like button, as it lets us know you want to see more videos like this in the future, but with that said, let's get right into it. Number 5. Now I know listening to the rules is a bit of a pain, especially when you're somewhere fun like a water park, but this kid's story proves that paying attention is usually a pretty good idea. I mean, thankfully he wasn't hurt at all. In fact, he only walked away with a few scratches, but his day came pretty close to being a lot worse. And so yeah, basically he went on the huge green slide at the Wave Water Park in Dublin, California, which is the most popular one, but it's so steep that you have to keep your arms and legs crossed the whole way down. The thing is, he wasn't listening, and he went down with his legs and arms super far apart. It turns out that meant that halfway down he was thrown out of the slide by the water, and he ended up sliding across the concrete instead, even if he somehow managed to stay standing up for most of it. Like, yeah, he technically got away without any serious injuries, but it still must have been super scary, and I mean, let's be real here, he could have seriously hurt or killed himself.
Water park officials are looking into what went wrong after a 10-year-old boy flew off a water slide right onto the concrete. We do want to warn you, the video is difficult to watch, but the boy is okay. This happened yesterday at the Dublin, California Park's grand opening. You see him going down and slide right off the slide. He's flying off the wave slide onto the pavement as he neared the bottom of the slide. According to park rules, riders are supposed to keep their arms and legs crossed while on the slide. You heard the girl. Luckily, the boy walked away with only scratches. The slide will stay closed for now.
Number 4. Okay, so it's common knowledge that water slides are supposed to be relaxing, like everybody knows that, but I think this guy would agree that his experience with one wasn't exactly a picnic. I mean, a slide in Texas literally almost killed him and gave him a broken arm, a few cracked ribs, and a lot of bruises to remember that day. The worst part is he didn't do anything wrong, like he just took a sharp corner and ended up flying out of the slide because of all the momentum. Now that would have been bad enough, but it turns out that was only the beginning, because he had a 15-foot drop to deal with as well as landing on top of a bed of super sharp rocks. Like, I know it sounds like something straight out of a cartoon, but this guy genuinely had to deal with it and got pretty injured. But just as a bonus, the first thing he did when he got settled in the hospital was post on Facebook about all the cool new injuries he had, so it's kind of funny that with all the bad stuff that happened to him, he still sees the positive side of things. Number 3. Now don't worry, not all these falls are super dangerous and deadly. In fact, some of them are just really dumb. I mean, looking at the slide this family was trying to go down, it's pretty obvious by all the bumps and the height that standing up would be a really bad idea, and yet it didn't stop this guy from trying it out. I mean, to be fair to the guy, he does manage to keep his position pretty well, but the more he picks up speed, the more panicked he gets in, well, you could kinda guess what happens. Like by the end, he's basically half falling, half standing, and half sliding, because he's concentrating so hard on making it into the water in one piece. The good news is he almost manages it and falls in last second, but let me know in the comments if you think you can make it all the way down, because I bet that I totally could. Number 2. So falling off a huge plastic water slide is a pretty easy thing to do no matter who you are, but if you've only got one leg, then your chances of everything going perfectly get even harder. Like, this guy didn't really get the perfect landing he probably wanted, but I don't think that matters, because what actually happened is so funny it's almost better. So basically he decided to launch himself super high in the air before he came down, so he was already going way faster than anyone else, and he had more power behind him as well. Obviously that meant he came down the slide like a rocket with nothing to slow down his momentum, and the splash pool at the bottom was way too small to make any kind of difference. Well, instead he slides straight through it and onto the sand at the end, crashing onto his back and just laying there until someone comes to help him up. The good news is though, he was actually just lying there because he was laughing so hard, so I find it super inspirational that even with his disability, he's still enjoying life to the max.
Yes, Asa?
Number 1. It turns out some of the scariest falls are actually the shortest, because this video only took a few seconds to make me worried for this kid's safety. I mean, everything seems fine at first, like he's heading down the 3-lane slide all by himself and the splash pool is empty, but then something goes wrong about halfway down. It looks like he hits one of the bumps, and because he's so light, it's enough to send him flying up into the air and completely off the slide itself. Even worse, when he comes back down, he's all twisted up and at completely the wrong angle, so he ends up bouncing up the wall between 2 of the slides. So yeah, it's all over in a couple of seconds, but I can't lie, it's actually super hard to watch. I mean, we see him hit the water, so he's probably okay, but still, a bounce like that means a couple of sore ribs at least. And there's a video on the top 5 people who fell off water slides. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe so you see whenever I upload a video. Also, if you have your own top 5 or top 10 idea, feel free to use your Extremely Handy form in the description to submit it. With that said, thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.